If you had a house plant that wasn't doing well, what would you do for it? I want you to list it out for me, the things that you would do if you had a house plant that was not doing well. Pause the video, go ahead and make a list. Well, I've asked this question of thousands and thousands of people when I lecture and speak publicly. And do you know the answers? There's not that many answers. I get answers like, well, I would give it more water, more sunlight. Maybe I would change its environment. Maybe it's too hot, it's too cold. Maybe it's in an environment where there's too much friction, shall we say, maybe too much negativity. Change its pot. Maybe I will give it some fertilizer. There's just not that many answers. And it floors me that these basic things that all living things need is completely forgotten and ignored by most of medicine. By most of what we call healthcare, which is not healthcare, it's sick care, the basic things are ignored. Give more water. Maybe you need some fertilizer. You need to eat right. Some vitamins, nutrients, minerals, right? What the plant needs. Maybe you need a change of your environment. Maybe your environment's too negative. Maybe that's something you need to fix. Maybe you need to change your pot. No, not that kind of pot. What I mean is maybe you have mold in your home. Maybe your soil is no good anymore. Maybe you're root locked. Look, the basics still apply, and it bothers me and it pisses me off, honestly, that medicine ignores the basics. If that houseplant weren't doing well, that's what you would do. You would look at the basics. Wouldn't you do that? Now, if you don't have a green thumb, maybe you just throw it away. But if you wanted to save it, that's what you do. Now, it doesn't mean that there's not some parasite eating the roots that might need a chemical to help solve it. No, it doesn't mean that. It's possible. There could be an insect eating the leaves that a chemical might be best to solve that if it's a dire situation. But for the most part, if all those other things were doing well, if all those other factors, the sun, the water, the environment, if all those were doing well, the plant's defenses would handle most of it in the first place. I'm just telling you, most of the time, I'm not saying that chemicals aren't needed once in a while, but for the most part, you got to look to the basics. I'm Dr. Dave Morris of Magnolia Medical Center here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Stay healthy, be well.